it's Kathy Kress again, and I'm here with my Geriatric Care 1 YouTube channel, and we have been doing care planning. So this is the next episode of care planning. And what we're going to talk about today is creating a care plan. How do you do it? And a care plan, you start with a problem that you were called in to solve, because the first time you talk to the person, whether it be the adult daughter, the adult son, the family member, they're just going to just blurt out what the problem is. They called a care manager for some reason. So you always start there, exactly where the client began. And then you can follow it with what you might think is the most important problem, but start with they think. You also have to balance, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. What you think is important might not be really important to them. And you have to work for the client, unless it's really a dangerous situation, in which case you should answer here, Adult Protective Services. So you list all the problems that you gather in your assessment. You first put down functional, so that's starting with what was their concern, then your concern, and then the functional problems, and then the psychosocial problems. And that's the order you use in a care plan. And you go from the most important to the least important. So that's the order you do in a care plan. That's the problem, but you got to have a solution. Remember, you're Sherlock Holmes. So the solutions, what do you do with them? We call them interventions. So the intervention or the solution. Each intervention or solution, Sherlock, has to have a clear plan. And this is how you do it. It's sort of like going back to grammar. I'm 68, so we used to just learn grammar by all sorts of diagramming. Well, it's sort of like diagramming. You start out with who. Who will carry it out? Because if you don't say who's going to carry it out, nobody will, or they won't. So it's care provider does this, geriatric care manager does this, daughter does that. Who? The next is how it will be carried out. The next is the number of times it was carried out, because you need it to measure. So an example is, the problem is impaired home management. It's a really common problem with older people. So Mrs. Tornado can't do her laundry. That's a problem, impaired home management. So the intervention is who, the care provider, will do the laundry in the laundry room. That's how. Because you got to, do the laundry in the sink, do the laundry outside. Everybody will do their best but you got to tell them what to do. And how often? The care provider will do the laundry in the laundry room once a week on Tuesdays. So you have a measurable goal. So when you come back to look at the care plan and then find out if the laundry's really done, you have exactly how many times, and that's how you have to do it. So I'm like an English teacher. I was an English teacher. I don't think I taught diagramming very well. Well, my old students are out there. But who, how, and number of times. That's the intervention. Okay, so each intervention, what about them as well? They have to be written in a straightforward, objective way, because care providers, and family members, they don't speak Joe speak. They don't talk about interventions. They don't talk about objectivity. They want normal language, because most people, even if they have graduate degrees, communicate on an 8th grade level. So what you want to do is the problem, self-care deficit. They might kind of shake their head at that, but Mrs. Hurricane cannot do her laundry. That's pretty simple. And the intervention, let's just say Mrs. Hurricane cannot shop because she's lost her driver's license because she has macular degeneration. That's pretty clear. And so the intervention would be the care provider who will shop weekly, with a grocery list made by Mrs. Hurricane. So Mrs. Hurricane gets to make her own grocery list. So, you have to give older people, once Wendy Lussbutter, who I love, talked about going to the pharmacy. And when you get older, you know, you don't get to choose on the shelves what you want, even if it's suppositories. And, you know, I mean, the whole idea of choice when you're younger is great, and older people don't have choice if they have care providers. Have this, have that. Give her choice. So, you know, Mrs. Hurricane can't drive because she has macular degeneration, but she can go up and down the shelves and pick out what she wants to eat, as long as it's not high salt. So we will catch you at the next YouTube, and you can go to my website, kathykress.com, and see my blog, see all about me. I was an English teacher, but I was, and I will see you next time.